Do I have to hit a rock bottom to get sober? I hear this so many times. And in fact, I wrote a blog about it, which I'll provide a link to. And the topic of that blog was why rock bottom is a pervasive myth. I think often, I think it originates in 12 step language, that you have to get to a rock bottom in order to find recovery. And it's simply not true. There's a TEDx talk by Jolene Park, and she is known as a grey area drinking expert. And for those of you who don't know, alcohol use disorder exists on a spectrum. So from mild, which we also call grey area, to acute, which is what you consider to be a rock bottom. And many people think that you have to get here before you really have a successful recovery, and it's not true. Jolene helps lots of people in the early stages, and there are so many other recovery options out there for people who are on the lower end of the spectrum. Honestly, I wish that I had had that option. I recovered in the UK, and at that time there was only 12 step. So I think if I'd have had other options available, I might not have gotten to such a later stage of alcohol use disorder. I think I would have chosen an intervention earlier. So my answer to this question is, obviously, no, you don't need to wait until you get to a rock bottom. And if I could offer one piece of advice to anybody, it would be, as soon as you start to notice that there's an issue with your drinking, maybe you're drinking too much, maybe you're missing work or any other commitments, and maybe someone is pointing out to you that they think you might have a drinking problem, nip it in the bud then. There's no point waiting until you lose more things, because we all know that alcohol use disorder is disruptive. I lost everything. I lost my job. I had to move. My family were really disappointed with me, and I'd set some really strong boundaries. So I really had very little support, and it was a really lonely time. So if I could go back and offer that advice to myself, I think I would have saved a lot of heartache, a lot of money, and a lot of emotional damage. So you don't need to get to rock bottom to get help. Get it sooner.